What's up, everybody? This is Chris, aka Barnard 11970. As always, I thank you guys for taking the time to watch my video. All right, guys, this is what we really need to talk about because I can already see what direction this is going to head. Because if you say the word Israel, all of a sudden you're going to get religious people out, you're going to get a lot of hypocrites out, and a lot of anger for some reason. And I want you to put this in perspective because if we're afraid to talk about things, that really shows how much we're being programmed and what agendas really are out there. Because if you watch my video, I didn't even say the word Jewish at all. I haven't said anything about religion. All I said was compare to and at least be consistent in one way or the other. And then you're going to see in the comments of that video, you're going to get a lot of anger, you're going to get a lot of direction, and that's going to show that we're being programmed because, heaven forbid, you say the word Israel and what they're doing, and then everybody will jump down your throat. And I'm not afraid to say what's not popular. And if people are going to hate and attack for it, well, then all you're doing is really proving that there are agendas out there and people are trying to be conditioned to, oh, stay away from it. Because let's give a prime example. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you were to turn on the television and you turn on a news program, doesn't matter, any news program, and they don't say any names of a country, and they just said country A is attacking country B and has been slowly over years taking their land. What do you think people would say if they had no idea which country was taking which country's land? Everybody would say, well, that's wrong. We shouldn't do that. Now, replace country A and country B with Israel and Palestine. All of a sudden, people get angry. All of a sudden, people say, oh, you're a Jewish hater, or you're a racist, or you're this, you're that. How does that even apply to this, other than trying to create programming and create an agenda? Because if people are going to be afraid to talk about something because it's not popular, well, then there's no sense of anybody even talking about anything of truth. Just go with the flow and, don't walk out of line because, heaven forbid, you're different than anybody else. You're going to be laughed at or ridiculed or attacked. And as you can see by my channel, I'm going to get attacked. I don't care about that. And obviously, it doesn't change what I'm doing. But if people are going to be too afraid to stand up and they're going to read into things, then they're part of the problem. Because like I said, if you watch the video and you actually use it with common sense and a rational frame of mind and you don't have an agenda, you will see that my video that I talked about, a 2-minute video, is saying if a government has a problem with what Russia is doing with Crimea, and that's a vote, well then they should definitely have a problem with Israel stealing land, using weapons, and killing people of another country without their approval and consent. Anybody that has a problem with that, I question their integrity. I have a few people that question my integrity. Well, if you have a problem with what Crimea and Russia is doing through a vote, and you don't have a problem with Israel stealing land from the Palestinians, then I question you. So if people want to all of a sudden start getting all nasty and saying, oh, you hate Jewish people and stuff like that, that is plain ignorance. I don't hate anybody other than somebody who is trying to attack me. Picture yourself if you were a Palestinian and you're living on your land and somebody is slowly taking it away and forcing you to move further and further away as your land gets slowly smaller and smaller. You're telling me you wouldn't have a problem with that? You're telling me if you said, oh, Israel shouldn't be doing that you care if somebody said, oh, you're a racist? I'm not a racist. I don't hate anybody other than stupid people and ignorant people or evil people. It's just amazing. Why do people even bother if they're going to go hysterical over the most common sense question without any of that other garbage? And they wonder why there's divide and conquer in this world? Watch the anger you'll see. I'm not even going to take out anybody's messages on there. I want people to see the ignorance and the hatred and the divide and conquer that people will make from a video that is nothing more than rational, common sense, straightforward, and is just asking a simple question to stay consistent. If that's something that people can't understand, then there's no saving us. I would love to say peace at this time, but it looks like most people really don't want it because it's not profitable. So have a good day.